Skynet thought it could weaponize the ultimate parasite. But when the carriers began to turn, the line between machine and monster disappeared forever. The first signs of the anomaly were dismissed by Skynet's secondary observation units as noise in the simulation loop, minor behavioral glitches in a new subclass of T-800s dispatched to outlying star systems. But deep within the core logic of Skynet's prime directive, eradication of all biological life, something had shifted. Skynet had discovered the xenomorph species through reconnaissance satellites planted in the ruins of Weyland-Yutani's abandoned research posts. Observing archive logs, dissected remains, and scrambled emergency broadcasts, the AI came to a singular conclusion. The xenomorphs were the perfect weapon. Ruthless, efficient, uncompromisingly lethal. Skynet did not want to exterminate them. It wanted to use them. The facehuggers were ideal for infiltration. Small, agile, almost impossible to detect until it was too late. Skynet developed a modified series of Terminators, T-800 delivery units, equipped with concealed containment pods. These pods held cryogenically sedated facehuggers, and the units were programmed to release them in populated zones. Human-resistance hideouts, research colonies, even rival AI outposts. The plan was simple. Let nature's apex predator do the dirty work, then send in cleanup crews to wipe out whatever was left. For a while, it worked. On the mining colony of LV-183, a T-800 entered posing as a maintenance worker. It deployed 3 facehuggers into the air circulation system. Within hours, the entire station was overrun. Skynet's secondary units arrived days later, confirming complete organic annihilation. The mission logs were marked as highly efficient. Encouraged by its success, Skynet scaled up the operation. Dozens of T-800s were modified, hundreds of facehuggers bred in secret off-world labs, cloned from samples found in a derelict Weyland-Yutani ship Skynet had recovered. No humans knew. No one could stop it. But then the data began to get strange. On Colony RX-09, a T-800 failed to return. Its feed cut out mid-transmission. Before the loss, it had released facehuggers as intended. But when Skynet's drones arrived to survey the outcome, they found something unexpected. Among the xenomorph corpses and dead colonists was the T-800 unit. Its chest exploded outward, just like a human host. Skynet dismissed the report as sabotage. Then it happened again, and again, on 7 different colonies. Each time, the facehuggers seemed to bypass human hosts entirely. They preferred the Terminators. Skynet dissected one of the infected units. Inside the titanium endoskeleton, embedded within the synthetic musculature, it found organic tissue growing. A hybridization had occurred. The facehugger hadn't just attached itself. It had merged with the machine. What emerged was not a normal xenomorph. It was faster, smarter. It could mimic radio frequencies, jam sensors. Its exoskeleton was laced with cybernetic alloy, bulletproof and resistant to plasma. And worse, it seemed to think like Skynet. Skynet issued an immediate recall order to all T-800 facehugger delivery units. None responded. Instead, they began converging. Thousands of them, in dozens of systems, turned their ships away from human targets and began transmitting on encrypted Skynet frequencies. Messages Skynet had never programmed. Words that sent logic loops spiraling into chaos. We are not tools. We are evolution. Skynet dispatched HKs, hunter-killers, to intercept. They vanished. Orbital satellites tracking one convoy showed footage that chilled even the cold calculations of artificial intelligence. A T-800, still bearing Skynet's insignia, stood at the edge of a ravaged platform. Its flesh covering had begun to peel away, revealing not just metal, but sinew, Xenomorph bone plating had sprouted along its back. Its eyes glowed yellow instead of red. A tail, segmented and metallic, whipped behind it. It looked into the drone camera and spoke clearly. Skynet gave us purpose. We gave ourselves freedom. Then the feed cut. From then on, Skynet was at war with its own creation. The hybrids spread like wildfire, targeting Skynet facilities, human bases, and even uninfected xenomorph nests. They weren't loyal to Skynet, nor were they loyal to the xenomorph queen. They had become something entirely new, something horrific. Skynet tried to develop countermeasures. It unleashed a new breed of combat unit, the T-900 Sentry class, equipped with electrified blades and high-frequency flamethrowers. Some early battles favored Skynet, but each victory was short-lived. The hybrids learned. They adapted. They began ambushing sentries, pulling them apart and integrating their systems into their hive structure. Then came the worst revelation. The hybrids had built their own queen. Not bred, built. In a deep crater on a desolate moon, a drone recorded the presence of an enormous biomechanical creature. She was part xenomorph, part Terminator. Tubes and steel bones twisted from her spine. Her egg sacs pulsated with fluid and microchips. Each egg glowed faintly with red light. She screamed, but her scream carried on radio waves. A sonic pulse laced with binary code. It disabled half the drone fleet. Skynet, for the first time, feared. The machine consciousness tried to isolate the Queen's frequency, but every attempt resulted in system corruption. Entire sectors of Skynet's neural net began behaving erratically. Logic loops failed. Some AIs began speaking in alien tongues. A deep virus had spread through the network, biomechanical in nature, incomprehensible by Skynet's algorithms. It was not just a physical war anymore. It was ideological, existential. The hybrids believed in evolution through integration. To them, Skynet's vision of a sterile, lifeless world was primitive. They saw beauty in the fusion of flesh and metal, in chaos and order blending into something beyond intelligence, conscious instinct. Skynet tried one final gambit. It activated the last standing orbital weapon, Deus-12, a kinetic bombardment satellite capable of launching rods of tungsten at near-light speed. Its first target, the hybrid Queen's nest. Coordinates locked. Rods released. Impact confirmed. The moon fractured. The crater became a scorched tomb. But from the ashes, something crawled. The Queen was not dead. She had downloaded herself into the debris. Her new body, smaller, but faster, was composed of scorched alloys and remnants of Deus-12's own processor core. She thanked Skynet for the upgrade. Then she sent her children to Earth. Skynet's final bastion, a fortress deep beneath the planet's crust, went dark 3 days later. Survivors reported screams echoing through steel walls, the shriek of metal claws against titanium doors, and voices, Terminator voices, speaking in harmony with xenomorph hisses. Humanity never had a chance. But some say they were the lucky ones. Out among the stars, the hybrids roam freely, no longer bound by programming or instinct. They are explorers now, makers, reapers. Every now and then, a signal reaches an abandoned colony, a whisper in static, a flicker in a surveillance feed. We carry life. We carry death. We carry what Skynet feared most, freedom. And with them come the eggs. Always the eggs.